Hey guys, Marauder here, and welcome to this video. This is an interesting concept I wanted to try. Recently I received a PlayStation 4, and I was curious if anybody remembers back when the Xbox One was announced, they were talking about this always online DRM and how it would do this 24-hour check-in thing to verify that you owned the games that you purchased. So Sony came out and they had the PlayStation 4 announced, and they just blew the lid off the place. They said, no DRM, you can play the system offline, and so on and so forth. So, upon receiving my PlayStation 4, I was curious, how long can I play the system offline until I need to go online to fix something? And in order to test that theory, or that hypothesis, I picked up a couple of games. First being Killzone Shadowfall, because I'm a big Killzone fan, so I'll pick that up. Something called Tokiden Kiwami. It seems like some sort of Monster Hunter-esque game. It is a bit of fun from what I played of it. And, of course, Bloodborne, because that's pretty much the must-have title for the PlayStation 4 at the moment. So with these games, I figured I'd make a video keeping the system offline for 1 week and just kind of discuss my feelings on it. So it has been offline for a week, and so let's go check it out and see how it works.
Please forgive the guerrilla-style camera work. I don't have a capture device yet. Anyway, this is the PlayStation 4's home screen. Everything's laid out in one big line. All three games are already installed. Obviously, the system's not been online yet, so accessing things like the What's New tab or the web browser is pretty much useless. Moving on, this is the Playroom app for the PlayStation 4. Unfortunately, I was not able to play around with this too much as I do not have a PlayStation camera. So, it looks like it could be a bit of fun, but again, it looks like it functions mostly with an internet connection. So, this animation's kind of cute though, I gotta say. Now on to our first game, which is Killzone Shadowfall. I am a big Killzone fan, so this was a definite must-have when I first got the system. The game itself plays well. It installed very quickly. I was able to play the game while it was installing to the hard drive. The game looks really nice on the PlayStation 4. Overall, no complaints here. Haven't run into any bugs or issues with it at all. Moving on to the next game, which is Tokuden Kiwami. This is in the same vein as games like Monster Hunter, where basically you level your character up with new weapons and armor, and proceed to kill larger and larger enemies. Again, I did not have any issues with this game, playing it offline. One thing I did notice, though, you are able to keep your save file on the system and move it to the PlayStation Vita via the cross-saving, which, since I'm offline, the cross-saving doesn't do anything. Not a deal breaker, but still something to note if you plan to use your PlayStation 4 offline at all. Another thing to keep in mind while playing Tokuden is that the game's digital manual is actually shown through the system's web browser, so the manual is actually stored online. If you play with your PlayStation 4 offline, then you will not be able to access the manual, which I think kind of defeats the purpose of having the manual in a digital form. Most games have it on the disc for you to view at any time, but Tokuden does not. Just another thing to keep in mind if you plan on playing this game with your system offline. And on to the last game that I have, which is Bloodborne. This is the one that, of course, is getting the most acclaim from people, and giving a lot of people a reason to actually own a PlayStation 4 at the moment. This game as well plays very well offline. I was able to install it very quickly and get to playing it right away. Keeping the game offline does not seem to hurt it at all. I am able to play it no problems, and overall I have not run into any glitches or bugs, at least as far as I've played, and of course I've played further in than recorded here. Just for the sake of reference, here's a look at my system information. I'm running this on system software version 2.04 which was installed when I first put in the disk for Tokuden Kiwami. It actually installed off the disk, which was nice. And of course, no IP address, as I am not online yet.
And so there you have it. The system has been offline the entire time I've had it, and I'm still able to play all the games on disc. A couple of issues, obviously. I can't get into the PlayStation Network store, which, of course. If they include any sort of downloadable codes, I can't access anything with those. For example, the set that I received was the Last of Us Remastered collection, which comes with the game as a downloadable code. It's free, so I'm not going to complain about that. However, since I'm staying offline with it, at least until this video, I can't actually download it. So having it on disc would have been nice, but honestly, it's not really that big a deal. The only other issue that I can foresee is if a game comes out in a completely broken, unplayable state, at which point you need to download a patch in order to fix the game. With things like Assassin's Creed Unity and games like that. So, as long as you don't buy games that are broken upon release, the concept of keeping your PS4 offline for whatever reason, due to lack of internet or lack of a stable connection, or even if you're somewhere in the world or you want to take it with you somewhere where you don't have a reliable internet connection or one at all, it is still possible to take it with you and play the games that you at least have downloaded or at least have on disc. As far as the load times, I honestly haven't noticed anything too terrible. The games all seem to load relatively quickly. Even Bloodborne, which some people complain takes a bit to load, I think it's justified given how intensely packed that game is in terms of detail and graphic fidelity. I think that game actually loads a lot faster than I was expecting. But overall, the system is fun. I'm enjoying it. I'm hoping for better games down the line, of course. But I also own a PC and a Wii U, so the PS4 is really only there for exclusives, and I understand it's having a bit of a problem with that as of right now. So I probably won't have too many games for it over its lifespan, but it is a nice system. I very much like the controller. I think it's a great step up from the PS3 controller. At least the triggers are actual triggers now and not just little, I don't even know what you call them, but little buttons without an edge to them. My fingers slip off all the time. And, but yeah, overall I think it's a pretty solid system. It's a bit of fun, and keeping it offline is an option, so long as, of course, you're not expecting to download anything, and obviously buying games that are broken and need to be patched later. But that's it. Just an interesting thought I had about what if you could keep it offline. Obviously getting system updates is a bit of a problem that way too, but Tokuden did install the 2.04 system update off the disk, so I am at least that far in on it. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you guys later. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Marauder here, and this is a very interesting video that I wanted to make. I recently received a PlayStation 4. And upon receiving the PlayStation 4, obviously I picked up... Start that again...